Welcome to the Airlift Workshop, where you get expertise from the air suspension specialists, keeping you on the road and in top condition for over 70 years. Today we'll be demonstrating the installation of our LoadLifter 5000 air spring kit on a Ford Bronco. Installation may take up to 2.5 hours to complete using common mechanics tools. Remember, this video does not replace your installation guide, so grab yours out of the box and let's get started. Lift the vehicle and support the frame with safety stands. Drop the axle down low enough to later set the air springs into position between the frame and the axle. Then remove both wheels. On the passenger side axle tube, pry the wiring harness clips out of the bracket on the axle. Do the same on the driver's side axle. Then remove the clip-on tab on the 4-bar mount. Remove the 8mm bolt from the brake hose bracket and save the bolt for later use. On the driver's side frame rail, gently pry the 2 brake lines away from the frame 1/8 inch. Let's assemble the air springs. Set a roll plate over the top of the air spring. Install the swivel fitting into the air port on the air spring. Tighten the fitting 1.5 turns past finger tight. Set the upper air spring bracket onto the top of the air spring using the holes and hardware as described in the installation guide. Torque the hardware to no more than 20 foot-pounds. Flip the assemblies over and set a roll plate onto the bottom of the air springs. Install the bottom brackets onto the air spring assembly with 3/8 inch button head cap screws. Torque hardware to no more than 20 pound-feet. Hook the inner J-bolt into the inner frame hole on both the driver's and passenger's sides. From the back of the vehicle, set the left hand and right hand assemblies into position under the frame above the axle. Install a large flat washer onto the hex head bolts and place the bolt through the oval hole above the slot in the upper bracket. On the driver's side, align the slot in the bracket with the boss on the axle where the wiring harness is used to clip in. Once the boss and slot have been aligned, reinsert the brake hose bolt to secure the bracket and leave it loose for now. Insert the 2 3/8 16 by 5 inch U-bolts through the lower bracket and place a single flat washer over each side of the U-bolts. Screw a single nylon lock nut onto each side of the U-bolts and leave loose for now. On the passenger side, align the single bolt hole in the bracket with the bolt hole in the track bar bracket on the axle. Place a flat washer onto the bolt and insert from the top. From the bottom, use a flat washer and a nylon lock nut to secure. Torque the nut to no more than 16 pound-feet. Install the U-bolt through the passenger side lower bracket. Place a flat washer and nylon lock nut over each side of the U-bolts. Torque the nut to no more than 16 pound-feet. Lower the vehicle until the frame contacts the upper brackets, guiding the inner J-bolts into place. Make sure the hex head bolt drops into the upper bracket slot as well. Insert the J-bolt into the oval frame hole above the outer rear bolt hole in the upper bracket. Place flat washer and nylon lock nut on each of the J-bolts and the hex head bolts. Tighten the hardware to 20 pound-feet. Tighten the driver's side lower bracket U-bolts to 16 pound-feet. Torque the brake hose bracket bolt to 159 pound-inches. Zip tie the driver's side wiring harness to the inside U-bolt and to the forward hole on the axle boss. Zip tie the passenger side harness into a bundle and move the spring clip attachment to the rear of the 4-bar mount on the axle. To install the air lines, begin by choosing locations for the Schrader valves and install those first. See the installation manual for detailed information. The nylon air lines are routed from the Schrader valves to the air springs. It's recommended that the air line be routed along the top of the frame and then down to the fitting, leaving about 2 inches of slack, cut to length, making clean, square cuts with a razor blade or hose cutter. After cutting the air line to length, insert it into the fitting. That does it. Remember, you can find more information about all of our products at airliftcompany.com, and our knowledgeable customer service team is always just a phone call away. Thanks for joining us in the Airlift Workshop.